to your channel, Millicent Moms. Hope everyone are doing good. The last chapter was taken by Vidya. It was skin and skin related disease condition. In that, especially the focus thing was on pressure ulcers. Those who have not gone through that, kindly go through it. It's a very important topic. Okay, so we'll just add the link for that particular chapter. Go to that, go to the description box, and if you have not gone through that, just go through it. Okay, and today we'll be dealing with musculoskeletal system. For this, the anatomy part was already taken. I only had taken the classes for that. Before going for this ICT, kindly go back to that anatomy and just refresh for your updations. Okay, so we'll be adding that link also in the description box. Okay, so today we'll be dealing with only the chapter specific ICD guidelines for musculoskeletal system. Okay, so shall we move on? For this, in musculoskeletal system, the category code belongs from M00 to M99. The category code is like M00 to M99. Okay, in this actually there are 4 main guidelines which we need to focus on. Kindly make sure that you are listening this with full concentration, because there is a chance of getting confused with the 19th chapter which is related to injury. Okay, so just make sure that you're making a note on all these things what I am telling. It will be useful for you guys only. Okay, so we'll move to the first guideline. And the first guideline is like site and laterality. What is site and what is laterality? In one of the classes where the human orientation of body, I have told regarding what is laterality, what is site, and what is the planes of body, all those things. Those who have not gone through that, please go through it so that it will be a refreshment for you people, and it will be very easy to apply in this particular chapter. So what is site and what is laterality? Laterality is nothing but right or left. Now what is site? Specificity is the site. Okay, that means if the patient is having a knee pain, it is a site specific pain. That means it is knee pain. We are telling the complaint itself is knee pain, so it is a site specific pain. Okay, for example, if I am going to the doctor and telling doctor, I have pain over here, I have pain over there, I have pain over here, I am complaining that all my joints are having pain. Okay, in that scenario, what happens? We'll not be able to go and choose, okay, what all pains this lady is telling. I will not be able to go and pick up codes for all the pains. In that case, what we'll do, we'll assign a particular code for multiple site pain. Okay, so choose the codes very wisely. Okay, I'll tell you, if I'm going with 2 pains, if I have knee pain and if I shoulder pain, we have codes for that. We have separately knee pain code and pain in the knee joint, and the next one we have like pain in the shoulder joint. So if you don't get a specific code for that, then go for multiple site pain. Okay, this is what you need to know in multiple site coding. Multiple sites means more than one site is involved, especially in cases of arthritis. Okay, the patient is going and complaining, I have arthritis. That means if the multiple joints are affected, then easily we can go and choose this multiple site codes. For that, I'll tell you one example. M06.09. If you're sitting in front of your book, please open the book and just cross check that so that it will be easily understood for you guys. So rheumatoid arthritis without rheumatoid factor, multiple sites. Okay, here the patient is coming and complaining with the rheumatoid arthritis. So in this case, the coder is picking or assigning a code for multiple site visit, which is M06.09. Okay, this is what I meant to tell you guys. And in this case, the one more thing additional is like you should choose the laterality properly, whether it is right, whether it is left, whatever it is, you need to choose it properly. Okay, when you are choosing an individual code. So this is nothing but the first guideline. In that, the next thing is like bone versus joint. What is bone versus joint? Bone means one particular. Femur is a bone, isn't it? But hip joint is a particular joint. Knee joint is specifically joint. Elbow joint is joint, where the 2 bones connects together. Okay, so when you're assigning a code, you should make sure whether it is affecting your bone or a joint, and according to that only you need to choose the codes. Like for example, in certain conditions the bone may be affected at the upper or lower end. Okay, though the portion of the bone may be affected, may be at the joint, the site designation will be the bone, not the joint. Okay, for example, I'll tell you, if a patient is coming with head of the femur fracture. Okay, Femur fracture is there, but it is at the head of the femur fracture, where it is articulating with the hip joint. In that case, what you will code? You will not code hip fracture. Okay, you will specifically go to that particular bone and you will choose the code. Okay, understood. Okay, the same thing is applicable for knee. So make sure that you are choosing the codes properly based on the documentation. Most of the times you will get femur fracture, head of the femur fracture in old age cases and all. When you are getting the scenarios, you will be getting like old woman fell down and she got a traumatic fracture or pathological fracture at head of the femur. In that case, and the codes, one of the code will be like hip fracture. Don't choose that one. You specifically go and choose the bone fracture. Okay, so this is the main difference between bone versus joint. And the second guideline is like acute traumatic versus chronic or recurrent musculoskeletal condition. In this guidelines, you should know what is acute, what is chronic and what is recurrent. What is acute? Acute is nothing but a sudden onset. That means suddenly it is occurring. When we relate to this chapter, it is something like injury. Injury is an acute onset. What is chronic? Chronic is something like the patient is having an osteoporosis, joint pains, all those things. This can be a chronic condition. Okay, and what is recurrent? For some people, if you see some athletes and all, they'll be having sometimes this shoulder displacement, knee displacement, all these things. They'll be doing and doing, they will be going to the hospital and doing these manipulations. But even though they do these manipulations, there are still chances of getting dislocations when they again go and involve into that athletic practices. Again, there is a chance of getting dislocations. In those cases, we will consider it as a recurrent dislocations. Okay, so these are the three things which you need to know what it is actually: acute, chronic and recurrent. Okay, and one more thing specifically what I want to tell is acute cases 99% we will not code in this chapter, and M series codes and S series codes we will not code it together because it is acute and chronic related conditions. Okay, so make sure that whenever you are getting a scenario, if it is not an S series code, if it is S series code, just delete that option, no need to answer with that one. I'll give you one example for this same scenario. I'll give it in two ways. One I'll give as acute. Okay, if you are in front of the textbook, just go through this code S83.211A. This is S series code. So this will be current injury. Bucket handle tear of the medial meniscus, current injury, right knee initial encounter. Okay, so medial meniscus means it is nothing related to the knee joint. So bucket handle tear of the medial meniscus, current injury. That is the reason why we have got S series code in this scenario. Okay, the same example I will give you as a chronic condition. It is like M23.203. Derangement of unspecified medial meniscus due to old tear or injury, right knee. Derangement of unspecified medial meniscus due to old tear or injury. That means already the patient has got an injury and a tear, and now again there is a derangement. So this is the difference between acute and chronic over there in this particular guideline. Just make sure that you are able to differentiate what is an acute condition, what is a chronic condition and what is a recurrent condition. Okay guys, so that we will discuss the third point. The third point is coding of pathological fracture. What is a fracture? Fracture is nothing but breakage in the continuity of the bone. Now what is pathological fracture? It is due to some disease conditions. Okay, for example, if the patient is having osteoporosis and all, in that cases there is a chance of getting pathological fracture. What is osteoporosis? Osteoporosis is nothing but the bone density will be reducing or decreasing. Due to that, the patient will be landing up in a condition known as osteoporosis. Okay, so the guideline for coding of pathological fracture is like, the main thing what you need to check is whether the patient is receiving an active treatment or the patient is coming for a follow-up. What is an active treatment? For example, if the patient came with a fracture, doctor has given some cast application, he told there is some surgery to be done, the surgery is done and now the patient has recovered. Till that surgery, we will be putting that A alphabet, which indicates an initial encounter and an active treatment. But once the patient comes for the follow-up, we will put it as D, where the patient is not receiving an active treatment related to that particular condition. Okay, for example, if you take this code M84.475, the description is like this: pathological fracture, left foot initial encounter for fracture. Okay. In this, the seventh character A is used for long as the patient is receiving an active treatment. Okay, so while reading the scenarios, two things you need to understand: whether the patient has come with a pathological fracture and is the fracture getting treated currently. If it is getting treated currently or active management, then we will choose the seventh character as A, or if the patient is not receiving an active treatment, then your option will be like D. Okay, so these are the main things in coding of pathological fracture. The next guideline is osteoporosis. I have explained you what is osteoporosis. In osteoporosis, there are two guidelines. It's like osteoporosis without pathological fracture and osteoporosis with current pathological fracture. Now, what is osteoporosis without pathological fracture? The patient is coming with a complaint of osteoporosis, but there is no fracture. Means in the current visit there is no fracture. The patient is only coming to take treatment for osteoporosis. Maybe that patient is established to that doctor, taking treatment since long time. Okay, now the patient is just visiting for the continuous follow-up. Okay, that is nothing but osteoporosis without pathological fracture. While taking the medical examination or the personal history, if the doctor identifies that the patient is having had a fracture in the past due to this osteoporosis, in that case you should mention a status indicator code which is Z87.310. Okay, so this M81.0, the description for that particular code is age-related osteoporosis without current pathological fracture. Means I have already told you the patient has come with osteoporosis and there is no current pathological fracture. And this Z87.310 is nothing but personal history of healed osteoporotic fracture. That means in the past history, if the patient have had any fracture due to osteoporosis, then we will indicate it as a status code, that is Z series. Okay, and the next one is like osteoporosis with current pathological fracture. The patient is a non-case of osteoporosis and currently the patient is visiting for the fracture due to osteoporosis. Okay, in that case you should choose A and D code very vigilantly. A code only will come that time because the patient will be getting an active treatment for that. Okay, so you should be very careful. You should identify whether it is a current pathological fracture or not. Osteoporosis in this M80.811A, the description for this code is like other osteoporosis with current pathological fracture, right shoulder, initial encounter for fracture. Okay, so in this what you need to understand is whether the patient is coming for with osteoporosis and coming with fracture, and is that fracture associated with osteoporosis. These are the two things which you need to understand by reading that particular scenario. Okay, so in these two, first scenario is like patient is having osteoporosis but there is no pathological fracture. In the second scenario, it is like patient is having osteoporosis as well as due to osteoporosis patient is having pathological fracture. These are the two things. So in this chapter today we have dealt with the 4 guidelines. First one is like site and laterality. In that site and laterality you should be very, you should choose the codes very carefully, like whether it is a multiple site or a site specific codes. Based on that you need to choose it. And the next one was like acute, chronic and recurrent. Be very careful while choosing the codes for acute, chronic and recurrent. As I have told, most of the injury cases will not come, current injury, acute injury cases will not come in this chapter. That will be belonging to another chapter. And the chronic and recurrent dislocations which we are coding. And the next one is like coding of the pathological fracture and osteoporosis. That's it for today. So this is the chapter for musculoskeletal system and connective tissues. So the next chapter will be taken by Vidya. If you have any queries, just do comment in the comment box, or else we have a student group. You can ask in the student group, and as well as we have a Telegram group. If there are any queries, you can ask in the Telegram group. And if you want to give any suggestions or any other sort of things, you can mail us to mailsinmom08@gmail.com. So the questions will be attached along with this or as a next video. Just keep on watching. I hope all our videos are getting beneficial for you guys. If you have any suggestions or any improvements which we need to do, kindly do suggest us. How much ever we can do, we'll try to do that. Please do share this channel with your friends and share, like, share and subscribe. So bye.